that is a message to the President of the United States. And what we mean by that is like the President of the United States today, tomorrow, next year, 10 years from now. What's the thing that you, as students of faith, who will be people of faith, parents of faith, grandparents of faith, right? And as you grow older, this climate is just going to get more challenging unless, or I should say until, we fix it. This group project, kind of the hive mind of what is the multi-partisan, multi-faith, multi-values messages that the most powerful person in the world needs to hear going into the future. What are the values that are important in this arena of climate and environment and faith? So this is like, what are some values that come to mind?
Like people who live in lower sectors, socioeconomic sectors, are being affected more by climate change than people in higher sectors.
With like hope, it's hard because there are some people who think climate change is the end-all be-all with no possible solution, so they don't want to do anything about it or like have no motivation to do anything about it.
As I grow up and as I see what's happening in the world due to climate change, I've come to wonder if there's any sacrifice I can make that would make my child's life better than mine. If we don't take decisive action, I don't know if the climate will get better. I don't know if there's anything I as an individual can do to mitigate that for a child, and if I can't do that, then I shouldn't become a mother.
So when we talk about building a narrative, that's a really powerful statement coming from young people, right? To say, hey, Mr. President or Mrs. President, this is so important to me. It's so important to my values that I'm even thinking about whether, or my friends are talking about whether we should even bring children into the world because this is so important, right? That's a really powerful, and I've heard that before from young people.
In 2008, I was the survivor of a flood in Haiti where we have about more than 5,000 people who were dead at that time. In 2010, I was also part of a major earthquake in Haiti, and I still remember that day.
5 months, I'm going to be graduating, looking for a job or going to grad school. I have some ideas, but I know where it's going to be. It's going to be climate action somewhere, whether it's developing my brain or whether that be getting a job and working directly in the grassroots area some way, because I know that's the issue of our time.
It's like we're all connected, like one way or another. I just hope that like we see that connection and then like put into action that like involves us caring for other living things also.
Like I can work in conservation and like this stuff, and like I'm doing the Lord's work.
What would you want to tell the most powerful person in the world? What would you want to tell them about climate and what they should be paying attention to?
It's infuriating. Like, wake up and like it's all right there, and let's do something. Stop thinking about yourself or the money, and let's start thinking about like long term. And the fundamental changes have to happen. They have to happen now, not tomorrow, not in a year, but right now. And we can't walk forward and then walk backwards and walk forward and walk backwards. We need to keep going forward.
My interest in caring for other people isn't from what I learned in the church. It's not about what I was taught in Sunday school. It's just my human obligation to care for those around me.
For climate action, we need a president that will invoke hope with action, listens to the most marginalized and oppressed members of society, and does right by them, because even though climate change does not discriminate, and it'll impact every single one of us, right now it's impacting the most marginalized and oppressed society, and it's the president's job and our jobs as citizens to protect them.